Hi everyone, nice to see you all virtually on the AWS Financial Services Cloud Symposium. My name is Michael Chen, the Engagement Manager for Global Financial Customers in AWS Professional Services. Today, I'm going to share some bank use cases to show you how they apply the AI ML machine learning services on AWS, especially Amazon Sagemaker, to improve the banking and customer experiences. For those who are new to Amazon Sagemaker, it is a fully managed service can provide every developer and data scientist with the ability to build, train, deploy machine learning models quickly. So for this session, I assume all of you have the basic knowledge of AI, ML, and AWS services. Okay, let's start the journey. In short, machine learning is the capability that computers can recognize the pattern from data. It is becoming the source of the key competitive advantages, and it can provide the better product experience and a better customer experience, and also with the better operations and better decisions. Specifically in financial services, we are seeing adoption of AI ML across five primary use cases. The first one, compliance, surveillance, and fraud detections. Using ML can recognize fraud patterns in the credit card transactions, or can detect market anomalies and other behavioral patterns. Second, document processing. Use machine learning techniques such as optical character recognition, OCR, or natural language processing, NLP, to streamline due diligence and document review processes. The third one is pricing and product recommendation. For example, Vanguard's presentation at the re:Invent last year note that using a person's goals, costs, current investment, and demographics to create the optimal investment portfolio. The fourth one is training and analytics. You can apply machine learning to datasets like satellite imagery to count the number of cars in the parking lot to predict the quarterly sales and earnings. Or you can apply machine learning for the sentiment analysis on social media feeds to do predictive analytics on stock price. The last one is customer experience. Machine learning is used to enhance and automate the customer onboarding process. 20 years ago, opening the bank account required the person to fill in the physical application form, and it took several days to get approved. Today, you can just open an account in under minutes by taking a picture of yourself with your ID on your mobile phone and upload it to the application. But at the same time, when you're using machine learning for those cases, there are some common challenges. First one, skills gap. There are not enough people who have the skills to build machine learning models. But even they have the skills to build the models, the machine learning, the process is very time consuming with complex process. It is not like a normal application development process. So we introduced our AWS Machine Learning Stack. Our machine learning offerings I consider as three tiers, basically catering to three different kinds of customers. On the bottom tier, we call it machine learning framework and infrastructure. So these are geared to its expert practitioners who are like scientists, PhD or advanced degrees, etc. For them, we cater all the possible frameworks such as TensorFlow, MXNet, PyTorch, and related Global Keras API libraries so that they have the access on the CPUs, GPUs, and our own custom chips like AWS Inferentia. So think of this as simply spin up an EC2 instance on AWS to run the machine learning workload that would normally run on-premise. The next level of service, we call it machine learning services. geared for the machine learning developers. This is where our flagship service called Amazon Sagemaker that makes it easy for customers to build, train, debug, deploy, and automatically tune machine learning models end to end. And the final one is what we call AI services, geared towards the application developers who has no machine learning experience. And these services can easily be accessed via the API call. So the bottom tier and the top tier is easy to understand. Let's take a close look at the middle tier, which is Amazon Sagemaker. So first, we need to understand a typical machine learning workflow. So to get started with the machine learning, first you need to have the data. You need to get the data prepared. You need to collect the data, clean it up, and prepare for your training models. And then you need to choose an optimal model and a learning algorithm that fits your business use case. And then you need to worry about setting up and manage your infrastructure at scale to train these models to start recognizing patterns from your data. Once you've done, you need to take the model and deploy it so you can start making the same pattern recognition in the similar unseen data in the real-world application. This deployment needs to be reliable, scalable, and secure. So you can see every step of the machine learning workflow has its own challenge. Well, Amazon Sagemaker was precisely built to solve these challenges for customers. With Sagemaker, you can build, train, and tune the machine learning models at any scale. Sagemaker provides a service ground truth, which combines the human intelligence with machine intelligence to automatically and accurately label your data set quickly. Once you have your labeled data set, Sagemaker provides a managed Jupyter notebook environment where you can explore the data and experiment with different models and algorithms, and can easily debug and monitor and tuning. Once you're ready to train, it's just one click. Sagemaker will bring up the cluster of machines with auto-scaling capabilities on the cloud. To pull the data from the source and train the model and tear down the cluster when the training is complete. Well, you only pay what you need to use to meet the fluctuating demands of your business. Amazon Sagemaker also introduced the Amazon Sagemaker Studio, which is the first IDE for machine learning developers. You can even use the Sagemaker Autopilot to automatically generate models from your data and collaborate with your peers with Sagemaker notebooks. You can see the Sagemaker really helps customers implement machine learning workflows with ease. Well, for the financial customers, there are a lot of key considerations when applying machine learning. Let's see how Sagemaker meets those requirements. Sagemaker is secure as all traffic transfer is over the private and secure network links. It is compliant with corporate authentication standards. With IAM, Identity and Access Management, Sagemaker limits access to all resources by roles and job functions. All data are encrypted in transit and at rest with server-side encryption or with custom-matched keys. So you can use the Amazon Sagemaker experiment service to trace the model lineage for compliance and audit verifications. You can use Amazon Sagemaker Model Monitor to monitor and analyze models in production to detect data drift and model drift. This is very important. As you know, the quality of the model is not determined by how well it can recognize patterns in your static training data set. The quality is determined by how well it can recognize those same patterns in the real-world applications. The real world evolves, the data changes, and so the model turns tail over time. And then they may start giving inaccurate predictions. That is a significant business risk. So in order to address this risk, Amazon Sagemaker can help you on that. Now let's take a look at some global use cases. AnaCredit is a Nigerian leading startup, provides instant loans to individuals with a verifiable source of income in the emerging markets with a biometric, employer, and mobile phone data. They are using Amazon recognition for identity verification on its mobile application. It has reduced the verification errors significantly. It can detect, verify an individual's identity in real time without human intervention. Finra. So Finra is a non-for-profit financial industry regulatory authority. So Finra receives millions of documents with unstructured data to support the compliance processes. Previously, investigators had to manually go through the documents page by page to find what they need. Well, the Finra used Amazon Comprehend to quickly extract the names and individuals and organizations and match extracted entities to the Finra records, flag the individual of interest, generate summaries, and detect the similarities with other documents. This potentially increased the scope of the investigations while shortening the time to conclusion. The third one is New Data Security, which is a MasterCard company. Its business is to reduce and eliminate credit card fraud for retail and the financial services industries. New Data is all in on AWS machine learning, with Amazon Sagemaker to identify and prevent various types of fraud and to stop attacks in real time. By using the Sagemaker, they reduce model development time by 60%, simplify their machine learning architecture by 95%. In one use case with large bank, New Data Security blocked nearly 100% of fraudulent attempt traffic passively within the bank tolerance for consumer friction. Now, let's take a look at the several use cases in the Greater China region. We have the fund management company. Their manager wants to analyze historical data and real-time data, the marketing data, by multi-dimensions. Meanwhile, their innovation and data teams want to improve the data analytics capabilities and efficiencies. Their IT challenges are how to collect the data from multi-data sources, including from the internet and the on-premises, and how to manage the infrastructure resources at scale with the limited budget. At the same time, compliance requires no sensitive data can be published on the cloud. So let's take a look at their solutions from phase 1 to phase 2. Here's their phase 1 solution, data lake with AI ML capability. They built a crawler on Amazon EC2 to crawl the unstructured data from internet and store it in the S3, which is a storage service on AWS, and also leveraged Amazon Kinesis to capture the real-time marketing data from internet and store in the S3 as well. This data, through the ETL, extracts, transform, load the process, and save in another S3 bucket. On the other hand, they use the data masking and the tokenization to protect the sensitive data and store in the RDS Oracle database. They built the data assets and create a knowledge graph on Neptune So Neptune is a AWS Graph Database service, while the Amazon SageMaker grabs the data from the database and the S3 and then train the model. So this is phase one. You get the data and process the data, and that's the Amazon SageMaker to train the model. Then it goes to phase two, build a unified data governance platform. Because after the phase one, they want to further improve the process to manage the availability, usability, integrity, and the security of the data in enterprise systems. So they use AWS Glue to build an enterprise-level unified data catalog, together with DynamoDB as a NoSQL database and Redshift as petabyte-scale data warehouse. So AWS Glue is a fully managed extract, transform, and load, which is ETL, the service that makes it easy for customers to prepare and load their data for analytics. Then the Amazon SageMaker then load the data from these sources, train and deploy the model. Finally, we leverage the quick site to visualize the data on the dashboard. For this well-organized and formatted the data, they built the data API gateway and app API gateway open to the company's ecosystem partners. So the company work with the third-party platform like HKEX, Mainland Market Data Hub, which we call MMDH, and the AWS Data Exchange to provide the data service to their customers. So you can see the benefit here for this fund management company. They leverage the different AWS storage options to process and store the different types of data. And also they can analyze the historic data with EMR, which is Elastic Map Reduce service, to do the batch processing and analyze the marketing data in real time from multi-dimensions. And also to adapt the AWS native security service to meet the compliance requirements. Amazon SageMaker empowered the data scientists to build, train, debug, deploy data models. More importantly, you can see they generate the more revenue by providing the data service to their customers. Then let's take the second case in GCR, Greater China region, which is a tier 2 bank in China. It's kind of like a regional bank. They want to leverage the AI ML to identify the company affiliation from the published information on the internet to reduce the financial risks. They have the data science team, but they lack enough skills to design and manage the AI ML platform. They plan to use the cloud AI ML service, but don't know how to deploy the trained the model from the cloud to the on-premise. And also they want to meet the compliance requirement. So they just want to have the easy way to use AI ML system, so they can focus their time on the build, train, deploy the data models. Same as the previous case, the compliance requires the production environment must be running on the on-premise data centers and no sensitive data can be published on the cloud. So let's take a look at their solution. There are two environments, AWS cloud environment and the on-premises environment. They use a crawler on Amazon EC2 to collect the structured data and unstructured data from internet, like Wind or Shenzhen Stock Exchange, People's Bank of China, store them in S3. And then use the Amazon SageMaker to train the NLP, natural language processing model. The pre-trained model is downloaded from the cloud to the on-premise machine learning server. So the data scientist can further optimize the trained NLP model with transfer learning mode. By using the pre-trained model, they built the data topics to knowledge graph database and store in the graph database Neptune. And the data scientists can also export the data to the on-premise Neo4j Knowledge Graph DB. So based on the data they have, they build the development environment on the Amazon EC2 on the cloud to process them, and also can process the data in the production, the knowledge engine environment in the on-premise environment. Let's take a close look at how they process the data for the knowledge graph. In the phase 1, P1, they download the data, they download unstructured data from Shenzhen Stock Exchange and the structured data from the Wind. And Amazon SageMaker used the trained model to analyze and extract the data, similar like a Finra, the use case I shared before, and store them in the S3. And then in phase 2, data transformation and the knowledge extraction, they use Portage, which is an open source ontology editor and the knowledge management system to process the data and store in S3 with OWL format. And then import the data to the Neptune, which is in the phase 3. And then that's the deploy the trained model to find the data relationship. And then get the data and pass data to the phase 4. We ask the Meta Factory to do the data visualization. So from the business perspective, the bank can get the visualized affiliation solution with a multi-source data. From the data scientist perspective, Amazon SageMaker bridges the skills gap on the AI/ML to help them build the train and deploy the data model much easier. At the same time, the IT department have the cost-effective solution, reduce the complexity to build and manage the AI/ML environment. And also from the compliance and the security perspective, this solution collect the data, build model, train the model on the cloud, okay, with the native security services, and provides the single way to receive the model and deploy it to the on-premise production environment. The last use case is a tier 3 bank in China. So they want to reduce the customer churn ratio by limited number of customer managers and a limited budget. So churn rate is a health indicator for the subscription-based business model. So customer churn or customer attrition is a tendency of the customer to abandon of the brand or stop being a paying client of a particular business. So their department actually they already have built a small on-premise AI/ML training model for the customer churn ratio prediction, but the result is not very good. It's not good enough because lack of skills and experience on the data models optimization. Same as other use cases, no sensitive data can be published on the cloud, and the production environment must be running on the on-premise cloud. So they use Amazon SageMaker training platform improve the AUC of the customer churn ratio prediction to 0.92. So AUC actually is the area under ROC curve. So I'll give you the simple explanation. So an excellent model has the AUC close to 1 means it has the good measure of the separability. A poor model of AUC close to 0, which means it has the worst measure of the separability. So here, the AUC here is 0.92 is very positive result. So Amazon SageMaker has embedded multiple algorithms such as linear learning, XGBoost, K-means, LDA, NTM, etc. So you can choose them to iterate experiments with different parameter sets. SageMaker can find the best value for hyperparameters with either the Bayesian or the random search strategy. And after data scientists received a good result, they deployed the trained model to the on-premise production system. And then the system will use the trained model to trigger a notification to customer managers to start a customer care program for the identifier customers. So you can see the benefit here is that the customer manager can proactively take care of the customers based on the trained model, and the IT department has a cost-effective solution and also meets the compliance requirement. No sensitive data is published on the cloud. So let's summarize why you need the AWS for the machine learning for your business case. So first, we provide the broadest and deepest set of machine learning AI services for your business. AWS is unmatched in the breadth and the depth of the capability we offer for our customers. Secondly, we can accelerate your adoption of machine learning with Sagemaker. So Sagemaker, again, is a fully managed service, can help you to build, train, tune, and deploy a machine learning model and make it much easier for everyday's developer and scientist life. And also it also provides a called Amazon SageMaker Studio as a single IDE for the entire machine learning workflow. Third, you get the confidence to build on AWS. Machine learning actually is not just about machine learning services. You also need to consider the right security, data store, analytics, and the compute service all together. So with AWS, you get the most comprehensive capability to support your machine learning workloads. Maybe you're worried, so you don't know AI ML too much, or you don't have the team. So if you are the business decision maker, manager, developer, or data scientist, if you don't know AWS AI ML services, we have tons of online, offline courses can help you get familiar with them. If you don't have the developer team or data science team, we have the AWS Machine Learning Competency Partner, offer a wide range of services and solutions to help you create intelligent solutions for your business. From the concept development through the execution, partner solution offer tools and the expertise to help with the entire machine learning workflow. Are you ready to start your AI machine learning journey? So let's leverage the AWS resources to start building today. After this session, I strongly recommend you reach out to your account team to schedule an AI ML immersion day. So during the immersion day, you will know how AI ML applied in AWS and then what AWS AI ML services are and how to adopt them in the real-world business case. After that, you can choose either work with APM partner to implement AI ML solution on AWS or work with AWS professional services team to determine the right strategy for your organization. Or work with the account team to set up the AI ML workshop to identify the key use cases. Okay, so thanks for watching, thanks for your time, and have a great day.